What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today we have an exciting one for the review box. We have the Ferrari Monza SP2. This is from Centauria. Now, if you live in Italy or other surrounding European countries, this is old news for you. You guys have had this one for quite some time. But for the rest of the world, these things are just now starting to show up in our markets. So if you are like me and you live in the US, this is still one that is a little tough to get your hands on because it is hard to find them in stores. But let's take a closer look at it and see if it is going to be worth your time to track down. As always, let's get started by taking a look at our casting. So proportionally speaking, it is definitely quite good, and it looks just like an SP2, which is what you would want to see. Let's go ahead and pop the real life car in the top right hand corner there, and you can get a little bit of a comparison shot between the real life car and see that it is quite good and pretty accurate there. Now let's break the casting down here and we'll show us what we've got. So we've got everything painted black here. From this top side down is going to be your die-cast metal chunk, and we do have a pretty sizable piece of plastic here on the base. So the base is plastic. It's going to come all the way up to about here, and then it's going to come all the way up to here. There is a separate plastic piece for the splitter, the side skirts, and then I think this exhaust is actually a piece of the main base, if I'm not mistaken there. It possibly is not. I can't quite tell for sure. I think it's a piece of the main base, though. So, yeah, a lot of plastic incorporated onto this one, but that's not always a bad thing. As you can see here, we do have mirrors, and these are also going to be plastic. They are not like the rubbery material like you would get from a Mini GT, so they are going to be a bit fragile. When it comes to our body lines, everything is basically where you would want it to be, looking pretty solid in my opinion. Cutouts where they're supposed to be, vents where they're supposed to be, meshing where it's supposed to be. It's definitely a premium kind of feel to the casting for sure. So for our paint and deco, we've got this nice gloss enamel black, and that is it. There's not really much else to say on that other than you do get the little Monza SP2 logos down there on the, whatever you want to call this, roll hoop thingy. Now, it should be noted that as of right now, Centauria, not really sure exactly how to say the name, has only been doing one deco per casting. So as of right now, this is it. I think the Daytona SP3 has 2 decos, but this is it. There is no red version of it yet, and there's no sign at this point that there will be one. Now moving into our details, so starting up front here, we do have 2 plastic inserts for headlights, which look quite good in my opinion. You get a little Ferrari logo down there, and then you get the meshing right here on the front grille with another little Ferrari logo there, looking very, very nice. Yeah, overall, quite good. Making your way down the sides, you get this little vent thingy has been painted on. You get accurate wheels with Ferrari logos on them, and then you do get brake discs and calipers back there. A Ferrari shield right here. Making our way to the back section, you do get the Ferrari lettering right there, and then you do get Ferrari badging right here. Taillights are painted on. I'm not sure if they're painted or a tampo. Mine are a little bit crooked, which is a little annoying, but it's honestly not that bad. You do get little reflectors here. Exhaust tips are painted, and then the Monza SP1 license plate looking good. Down into the actual interior, since you can see it so well here, seats look great. There is Ferrari badging on them. There's seat belts on them with Ferrari badges. The little buckles and stuff for the seats are like painted and tampoed or whatever it is. It looks really good. The dashboard has plenty of detail work. It's going to be really hard for me to show you that. The steering wheel even has a Ferrari badge on it. Like, the detailing is quite nice on the interior, which is always good to see, especially when it's that open. Moving into our roll test, I'm imagining you guys will be quite curious about this, seeing as you probably don't have any Centauria models in your collection, but it does roll. It rolls decently, not quite to the level of a Mini GT. I would compare it most to like a Kyosho. When you put this one on the scale, it comes out to be 34.41 grams, so it is a little bit on the light side for most premium brands, but it is still heavier than the typical Hot Wheels mainline. Pros and cons. So as of right now, this is the only 1/64 scale SP2 that has been done in diecast in 1/64 scale. As far as I know, I can't think of another one. I think there's a resin one out there, but I don't like resin. So that is a huge pro for sure. The other big pro is going to be the great details. Like this one is done really, really nicely. Interior especially, like look at that. You can stick this toothpick through the little center divider thing like you could in the real life car. So yeah, like they really did a lot of attention to the details on this one, and it shows and it looks great. So for some cons though, there is a few. And the biggest con to me is that there's only one deco. It's a Ferrari. There needs to be a red variant. I love that they are doing so many different Ferraris, but they need to at least do one red one from everyone and then one non-red. Two would be great, Centauria. The only other con I could say is QC issues. Mine is mostly good, minus the taillights, but Centauria as a whole I have seen plenty of QC issues for, so just be on the lookout for those. And moving into some size comparisons here we have it with some very important size comparisons with the Ferrari Monza SP1 from Barago and the Hot Wheels Ferrari SF90. And here we have with some other premium Ferraris that you might have, with the Ferrari 296 GTB from BBR over there on the left, and over here on the right we have the Mini Dream Ferrari 458 Speciale. Now let's find an overall score here. The hype level is going to be about a 9.7. I think this was one that a lot of people were very excited for. The execution, I'm going to give it a 9.95. There's really not much I would change other than the fact that there needs to be more decos and quality control should be looked at ever so slightly more. Feedback, I really have not seen too many complaints other than the handful of QC issues, so I'll give it a 9.85 for that category. When we add these three scores up and average them out, we are left with a 9.83 as our overall score. I think that is a really fantastic score for what is honestly a very fantastic model. This is the first Centauria model in my collection. I'm imagining it'll probably be the first one in a lot of your collections as well. And I am very impressed with it, especially at the price point. I got this for $20 shipped to my door. So yeah, for a $20 model, like pretty good. This is officially licensed by Ferrari as well, which puts it a little bit on the cheaper side as far as officially licensed premium Ferraris goes. So that is also a very cool thing. I really hope they start doing more decos though. They've got a whole second wave like currently being released in Italy right now. And so far, there's still no redecos that I've seen or noticed, so keep your fingers crossed. Other than that, though, you know, the main kind of color scheme for this car was this black anyway. It was kind of the show car, so I absolutely highly recommend this one. And with that, guys, that is all I have for this review. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and let me know what your thoughts are on this particular model down below in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video.